Hi, I'm John, and welcome back to Dice Paper Miniatures. Well, we're back for day 2 of Warhammer Fest 2022, and we had some interesting releases previewed here today. Not sure if it was good as day 1, but on a personal note, I was really excited for one of the latter previews that we got on today's reveals. So I have here, there's a specific article that just posted for it, of course. And it's a 2-part release preview, which includes a new character model for the Soulblight Gravelords. So let's check that out. So it's actually a 2-part release that we're looking at in this announcement. One is for that Soulblight Gravelords, a really cool new vampire character sculpt, and then a Kharadron Overlord character as well. So let's take a look at both of those. But really, we're just going to focus mostly on the vampire. Just a fair warning. So here's a video to start things off with. Let's get that audio dialed in first.
Uncommonly tall for a Dwarden, an adventurer, an engineer, a wit, and a self-proclaimed genius. Drekki Flynt.
I kind of find that 3-barrel revolver a little funny, but thematically cool. I can get behind it.
Mutters about how much money he owes them.
It's a pretty sweet sculpt, especially if you're in a KO, but this is what we want to see, at least what I would like to see. This new vampire is pretty rad.
A wanderer who has outlived the memory of the age that made him, seeking retribution.
It gives me hope for whenever they redo the Grave Guard for Soulblight Gravelords. Nudge nudge, wink wink, anytime now. That they could be cool looking. And hopefully not necessarily stuck to the themes of Curse City, but more traditional, vampire-y stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and see if they have some more to say about these 2 new character models. So it says, while Fafnir Ron and Dominion Zephon made their names at the Siege of Terra, these 2 Warhammer heroes both hail from the mortal realms. Let's take a closer look at the literary lads in question. So yeah, these are from the Black Library, so that's the reference to the literary lads. But we have Cado Ezechiar, I think that's how you pronounce it. Just an amazing sculpt. I am digging this model. We have some close-ups here. It goes on to say, first up is Cado Ezechiar, star of the short stories Tower of Empty Mirrors and Beast, the Road of the Hollow King. This windswept wanderer is an anti-heroic, tragic, and vampiric to boot, bearing the immortal curse of the Soulblight Gravelords. The so-called Hollow King travels the mortal realms in search of revenge, haunted by those he's lost. No, literally haunted. Okay. Just badass. Great sculpt. I definitely agree with Adam. For me, this was the hit of today's releases for Warhammer Fest 2022. It goes on to say, those thirsty for more Ezechiar's vengeful vampiric ventures needn't worry. He'll soon be getting his first full-length novel from creator John French entitled The Hollow King. So there you go. If you're into books or an Audible, this may be on the horizon here soon. And then it goes on to say, the Hollow King isn't the only one joining the battlefields of the mortal realms. The Kharadron Overlords are picking up a legendary sellsword or Cell's axe of their own. Yeah, so Drekki Flynt. All right. Again, I think this is a great sculpt. I'm not a Kharadron Overlords player. I like the aesthetic, usually. But if you're a KO player and you can fit this into your army, visually on the battlefield, it'd be a pretty cool model to have. Or just for a display case. I mean, this seems like it would have like a Golden Demon entry written all over it as far as a sculpt to consider. Yeah, very cool. Let's see what they have to say about Drekki. So Drekki Flynt is the protagonist of his own short stories, The Lost Karak and Gorogna. Say that 10 times fast. Yeah, don't do that. And the stunning new model brings the smooth-talking, fast-talking, sweet-talking Dwarden to life. With his multi-barreled Aethermatic pistol, Charon, and more importantly, an immaculately groomed beard, he's ready to rob from the rich and give to the well. Some of it will just make its way to the poor, we're sure. All right. So the Dwarven Robin Hood of the skies. Sort of. I want to know how he gets, like, the beard braid clips to... yeah, anyways, never mind. How do they stay on the ends? All right, this traveling dwarven and pirate, he refers dashing rogue, brings readers to cool locales across the mortal realms, usually filled with deadly enemies. Sometimes they even hate him for things that aren't his fault. It happens, man. He's also getting his first full-length novel from creator Guy Haley in The Argonaut's Oath. Cool artwork for the cover. Again, I think I like this more. This cover kind of reminds me of like a Braum cover. They used to do a lot more work for just D&D, TSR in general. I haven't seen much of his work lately, but it definitely has a Braum vibe to me. This has more of a, kind of an easily style cover. Sort of, kind of. Very cool. So it goes on. If you've been sleeping all day like Cado Ezechiar, catch up on the rest of today's reveals for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Bump. What a segue. All right, that's it for this one. I think both these sculpts are great. I am very partial to a vampire character model that looks like a vampire. So I'm all on board for this model. Very excited to see that they haven't like completely forgot about Soulblights. I do think that they need to take some of this aesthetic and apply it to a refresh of the Graveguard. That's kind of the Achilles heel, I think, in that army right now, is we got new zombies, we got new skeletons, but Gravelords are kind of like the linchpin, I think, in a lot of Soulblight Gravelord armies, and they're just the old Warhammer fantasy, like rank and flank sculpts. They need some love. So if anyone from GW's design studios are listening, hopefully, I'm sure you probably have already got everything sculpted, and they're just waiting somewhere down, the calendar to be released, but it'd be cool to see them sooner than later. And hopefully they kind of have a vibe like this. All right, well, that's it for this one. If you've enjoyed this content and haven't yet, please consider subscribing, hitting the notification bell, and sharing this content with your friends. That's definitely appreciated. But also, before I forget, leave a comment below. Which one do you like the most and why? Are you a Soulblight Gravelords player, a Kharadron Overlords player? Which one of these character models speaks most to you? I am curious to hear about that. All right. Well, that's it for this one. As always, I hope you're doing well. Be safe, take care, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye-bye.